Hello and welcome to your virtual Wednesday. I hope that you are enjoying your slow day at home, but at the same time getting some work done. So today we're going to talk about steps for solving equations that have multiple steps. That means there's more than one thing going on. Problems look a little tough, but it's all just a combination of the two things we did Monday and Tuesday this week. So let's go back through our steps. Step one, we're going to split the problem down the middle at the equal sign. It's a crooked line, but that's okay. All right, step two, parentheses. We've got distributive properties. We have that, so we're going to need to multiply with that 2 times. That means everything else that's not part of that multiply parentheses will stay the same. All right, so I go back to that parentheses, 2 times x, and then 2 times 4 makes positive 8. It's done with step 2. Step 3, combine like terms. So I'm going to now circle the things that have x in it, and you're going to notice that there's 2 of them. There's a positive 2x, and again, if there's no sign at the front, that means positive. And then there's a negative 3x. Those get put together. Everything that doesn't part of that stays the same. So this plus 8 stays the same. The equals 12 stays the same. But 2x and negative 3x, if I put those together, makes negative 1x. Now I could write the 1. It wouldn't be wrong, but I normally don't write times by 1. All right. Now on to step 4. Isolate the variable using inverse operation. So there's my x term. I'm just 1 over the x terms now. So I'll get rid of the plus minus number first. The opposite of plus 8 is minus 8. I'll do that on both sides. On the left, 8 minus 8 makes 0 and cancels out. I bring down the negative x. On the right, 12 minus 8 makes 4. It looks done, but it's not. Remember, there was that negative 1 in front of that x that we don't really write? We still need to get rid of that negative 1, because in the end, we want to know what x is. Not what negative x is, but what's x. All right, so there's 2 ways to do this. One way, the long way, would be to go ahead and divide both sides by negative 1. Absolutely works. It's just the long way. It's not all how I would do it. How I would do it is I would go back without the 1, and this term right here, negative x, means the opposite. Negative means opposite. All right? So I'm going to do opposites on both sides of the equation. If I do opposite on the left-hand side, it gives me positive x. If I do opposite on the right-hand side, it gives me negative 4. And as long as you do the same thing on both sides, you can do whatever you want. So that seems way faster than dividing both sides by negative 1. And it gets you the same answer both ways. All right, let's try a couple more examples. All right, step 1. Split it down the middle at the equal sign. And oh, whoa, this one looks different. All the stuff's on the right-hand side. But that doesn't matter at all. It's still going to follow the same steps. Everything's just looks backwards, that's all. All right, so that was step 1. Step 2, parentheses. And we have them again. This 3 is touching up against the parenthesis. I will have to multiply with this 3 2 different times. That means everything that was not touching that parenthesis or not in the parenthesis stays the same. All right, now I'm going to multiply. First multiply is the 3 times x, which makes positive 3 times x. All right, now positive 3 times negative 10, which makes negative 30. Step 2 is done. Step 3, combine like terms. So I'm going to go looking for any like terms, and I have x's in 2 different places here. So those need put together. Everything that's not a like term is going to stay the same. All right, and then those 2 things with x's, 2x plus 3x. Well, that makes 5x. Again, we add their coefficients, 2 plus 3. All right, next step, step 4. Get this x by itself. So there's the x. So that's the side of the problem I care about. All my work is going to be done on the right-hand side this time. I don't care about that 15. I care about getting rid of that stupid minus 30. So the opposite of minus 30 is plus 30. That's the one I have to get rid of. We don't just get rid of numbers because they're on the left. We get rid of the numbers that are on the same side as the x, and it doesn't matter which side that is. All right, on the right, negative 30 and plus 30, that makes 0, cancels out. Bring down the 5x. On the left, 15 plus 30 is 45. All right, almost done. Last step, 5 times x equals 45. And the opposite of timesing by 5 is dividing by 5. On the right, 5 divided by 5 makes 1. And when I write 1x, I don't write the 1. And on the left, 45 divided by 5 makes 9. And I'm finished. All right, let's take a look at one more. This one's got a little bit, again, of everything in it. All right? Step 1, split it down the middle. Step 2, parentheses. We've got some over here. This negative 2 is touching up against the parentheses. The 9 is not touching the parentheses. The plus 2x is not touching the parentheses. Neither is this 19. All right, but back here, negative 2 times 3x will make negative 6x. And negative 2 times 7 will make negative 14. All right, step 3, combine like terms. So I'm looking for the things with the x's in them. If there's more than one, I have to put them together right now. All right, everything else kind of stays the same. I still have a 9 and a minus 14. I still got an equals 19. And by the way, we can put the 9 minus 14 together right now if we wanted to also. I'll do it in a minute. All right, so let's put those x's together. Negative 6 and positive 2 is going to make negative 4x. And again, you can do negative 6 plus 2 on a calculator if you're bad with negatives. All right, now, it's kind of weird is that we have these plain numbers, like I said a minute ago. If plain numbers are on the same side of the equal sign, they are also like terms. They're called constants. And I can do 9 minus 14, and I can do it right now. 9 minus 14 makes negative 5. So that had a little tiny extra step. That would be kind of something for the honors level kids. That's a little bonus step. All right. Next, let's get this x by itself. There's the part with the x in it, so I'm going to get rid of this minus 5 first. Everything that's not touching the x is a plus or minus. Cancel those out. 19 plus 5 makes 24. And my last step is to divide both sides by negative 4. The negative 4 is reduced down to 1. Big giant 1 and 1x. And on the right, 24 divided by negative 4 is negative 6. All right, just a handful of these today because they're a little bit longer, so there's not very many problems. But you should be able to do at least most of it. If you make a mistake, it's no big deal. You should not get any decimals today, only whole number answers. So if you get a decimal, something went wrong, you might want to ask about it. All right, good luck.